Trump renews attack on U.S. Supreme Court. Vows other tariffs, licenses. Modi's Israel visit sees tensions over Israel's Supreme Court chief's exclusion. Former UK Ambassador Mandelson arrested after Epstein revelations. Minor technical incident. HAL refutes reports of Tejas fighter jet crashing. President Donald Trump has renewed his criticism of the U.S. Supreme Court after it struck down his sweeping global tariff program last week. In a social media post, Trump said the court's ruling would not stop his trade agenda. He argued that other tariff authorities remain available and suggested they could be used in what he described as a more powerful way. The Supreme Court, in a decision authored by Chief Justice John Roberts, ruled that Trump had exceeded his authority under an emergency economic law when imposing broad tariffs on imports. Following the ruling, Trump announced he would raise a temporary global tariff from 10% to 15%, the maximum allowed under a separate legal provision. That measure can remain in place for up to 150 days unless Congress extends it. Trump also floated the idea of using licensing mechanisms to pressure foreign countries, questioning why the U.S. could not impose fees through licensing requirements. Financial markets reacted cautiously. Wall Street futures and the U.S. dollar declined amid renewed uncertainty over trade policy. Oil prices initially dropped on concerns about global growth before stabilizing. The ruling has also affected U.S. trade negotiations. China has urged Washington to scrap tariff measures. The European Union is reportedly reconsidering its agreement, and India has delayed planned talks. In his post, Trump again criticized the justices who ruled against him, including two whom he appointed during his first term, as the court reaffirmed its constitutional role in checking presidential authority. Israel's domestic politics are intensifying ahead of Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi's proposed visit to Israel from February 25 to 26. Modi is expected to address the Knesset and hold meetings with Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and President Isaac Herzog. However, opposition leader Yair Lapid has warned that he may boycott Modi's parliamentary address unless Supreme Court President Yitzhak Amit is invited, in line with parliamentary convention. Lapid insists the issue is not about boycotting India, but about upholding institutional norms. He has accused the governing coalition of deliberately excluding the Supreme Court chief, saying such a move would cause enormous embarrassment during the visit of a major global leader. "We do not want India to be embarrassed by us," Lapid said, warning that a half-empty Knesset during Modi's address would send the wrong signal. The dispute comes amid a prolonged and deeply divisive debate over judicial reform in Israel. The controversy has polarized the country for more than 2 years and previously triggered months of mass protests. Former British ambassador to the United States Peter Mandelson has been arrested in London on suspicion of misconduct in public office. London's Metropolitan Police confirmed that a 72-year-old man was taken into custody as part of an investigation involving a former government minister. The arrest follows revelations about Mandelson's ties to convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. Police launched a criminal investigation earlier this month after the government of Prime Minister Keir Starmer passed on communications between Mandelson and Epstein. Mandelson, who previously held one of Britain's most prestigious diplomatic posts as ambassador to Washington, was removed from the position in September when details of his relationship with Epstein became public. He was seen leaving his central London home, accompanied by plainclothes officers before being driven away. Authorities emphasize that an arrest indicates suspicion of an offense but does not imply guilt. There has been no immediate response from Mandelson's legal team. India's state-run aerospace company Hindustan Aeronautics Limited has denied reports that a HAL Tejas fighter jet crashed earlier this month. In a statement posted on social media, HAL said there was no crash, describing the incident instead as a quote 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 1 quote quote. The company emphasized that the light combat aircraft Tejas maintains one of the best safety records among contemporary fighter jets worldwide. Earlier media reports had claimed that an Indian Air Force Tejas aircraft sustained major airframe damage after overshooting a runway at a frontline airbase on February 7. According to those reports, the aircraft was returning from a training sortie when it experienced a suspected brake failure, leading to the runway excursion. Sources cited in the report said the pilot ejected safely and was not injured. HAL stated that, as per standard operating procedure, the issue is being thoroughly analyzed, in coordination with the Indian Air Force, to ensure a swift resolution.